Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon the Syfy channel original film by the name of Sharknado. This film stars actors and actresses such as Tara Reid and John Hurd. It is directed by a man by the name of Anthony C. Ferrante, previously known for directing an Asylum production film by the name of Hansel and Gretel. Now Sharknado is another Asylum film, and if you don't know what the Asylum production company is, Asylum is mainly known for doing their mockbuster spoof films where they spoof or mock a previously known Hollywood blockbuster film. They did one for Pacific Rim, they did one for Jack the Giant Killer, so they do a lot of those, sort of spoof of a Hollywood blockbuster film. Sharknado is not one of those previously, is not one of those mockbuster films. It's actually an original concept. The plot of Sharknado is very simple. We have these huge tornadoes that pick sharks up out of the Los Angeles waters and they throw them towards the city of Los Angeles, throwing them towards buildings, throwing the sharks towards people, and it's pretty much a horror disaster film, and that's pretty much the gist, very simple plot. Overall, my thoughts and opinions on Syfy's original film by the name of Sharknado for the Asylum Company, I thought this was a pretty good film, honestly. It was fun, it was entertaining, and the thing with Sharknado is you can't go into this film expecting, these high expectations. You have to go into a sci-fi film, with a disaster film such as this, with low expectations. Is it an Oscar-worthy film? No. Is the acting, Oscar-worthy? No. Is the concept, goofy? Yeah. Is it, sort of ridiculous in a way? Yeah. Does it really matter? No. Is the film fun? Yes. Is it entertaining? Yes. And to me, for a film like this, such caliber as this, that's all it really came down to. All I wanted to see was sharks come down, eat people. I wanted a fun time. I wanted an entertaining time, and I got exactly that when watching the Syfy original Asylum film by the name of Sharknado. I got exactly what I wanted, and it really was a treat watching this. It was kind of, I guess you could say, kind of an original concept. I've never really seen anything like, tornadoes picking up sharks. Yes, at times the concept is a little goofy, it's a little ridiculous, but all in all, like I was saying earlier, who really cares? Let's just have a good time with a film like this. Let's not try to take it too seriously. When you go into a film like this, you can't expect it, because the film, honestly, it does try to take itself very seriously, or at least that's the way it came off to me. I don't know if that was the director's intention, but the way it came off to me is you could tell that the film tried to take itself very seriously, and at times it worked. Other times it didn't. My only really complaint with Sharknado is, yes, it's a fun film, yes, it's entertaining, and yes, I actually thought the film was pretty good, and I'll talk about why some of those reasons, why I thought it was so good here in a second. My only really complaint, as major spoilers coming up, is the ending. The ending, honestly, yes, the concept is a little goofy, but it's a kind of a fun concept, so you don't really care. The ending was a little too far, a little goofy for me, major spoilers coming up if you haven't seen the film, so click pause. If you haven't seen the film, otherwise keep watching, right, because major spoilers are ahead. At the end, he jumps into the shark and chainsaws his way out. I wouldn't have minded if the shark would have just, came lunging towards him, pushed the girl out of the way, and then chainsawed it in half. That would have been fine. But instead, he had to literally jump inside of the thing, and that was a little, I guess you could say, yes, the movie's over the top. Yes, there's lots of CGI. Yes, there's lots of green screen. But that was just a little too much for me. But all in all, I really enjoyed the film. So let's talk about why I enjoyed it. This film, for some reason, just had a certain amount of style to it. It had a certain amount of low-budget flair to it and low-budget style to it. It's only made with a budget of about $1 million, I believe, according to Wikipedia, if that's right. With a budget of about $1 million, I think it was pretty well done. So I like some of the lighting. I think that the film has a certain style to it. There's a great scene at the beginning that I really like. It's actually one of my favorite scenes towards, in the movie. And I think the scene that actually looks pretty decent is the Ferris wheel sequence. Not when it's running over people, because you could tell that particular part, doesn't look too good, but the particular part where the Ferris wheel runs off into the building, I love that part of the film. That was actually a nice disaster scene. I could see that in being like, a Hollywood blockbuster film. So I really like that scene when the actual Ferris wheel itself, with all the people on it, came down and crashed into that building. I believe it's in like the first 20 minutes of the film. Overall, Sharknado, it's a pretty fun film. No, it's not amazing, but for a sci-fi, original film, for an asylum film as such as this, I thought it was pretty decent. I have seen some of Anthony C. Ferrante's films in the previous years. He did a film called Hansel and Gretel, back a few months ago that came out this year. It's on Netflix. You want to check it out. I also posted a review for it. It's one of my Netflix exclusive reviews. I believe it was the first one I put up. Anyways, I actually think I enjoyed Hansel and Gretel a lot more than Sharknado. Sharknado was a fun, but all in all, it's pretty much just a huge, ridiculous, fun, entertaining disaster film. I did kind of like John Hurt's character. He's kind of like this, drunk guy that walks around, hits people with, hits sharks, excuse me. Anyways, he hits sharks, with a stool. There's a great scene towards the actual, I think it's towards the end of the film, where sharks are lunging towards the main character, and he's got his pistol out, I believe, pistol or shotgun, I believe it's a pistol, and he's just shooting sharks out of the air, and the sharks, are falling down right next to him. And like I said, one of the best things about this movie is the actual blood and gore in it. Some of it's CGI blood, fake blood, and then some of it is actual practical effects blood. So they use a mix of both. Usually whenever they stab a shark, it's CGI blood, and usually when they, a human's arm or something is getting cut off, or, blood's coming out of a human, it's usually practical effects. And I thought that, the CGI, the practical effects of the blood, really blended well for a film as such as this. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's not amazing, but overall, Sharknado is a fun film. That's my thoughts and opinions on the Asylum Syfy original channel film by the name of Sharknado. The film was huge on Twitter, so huge that fans want a sequel, and the Syfy channel have already, said there is going to be a sequel. There's actually a contest going on right now where you can submit a title to Sharknado 2, and depending on whatever Syfy channel or the Asylum company or, whoever picks it, whatever they think the best title is, they will use that title for the next film. So, for instance, such as, Transformers 3, Dark of the Moon. You see that subtitle, Dark of the Moon? It's the same reason in this. I know two separate films, but the same reason in this. It would be called Sharknado 2, Anarchy of Times Square, or Attack on Times Square. Founding Waters. I've seen some ridiculous titles, I've seen some fun titles, and I've seen some really good titles. So if you have any title suggestions, go ahead. I'll put a link in the description bar below. That way you guys can head over to Twitter at Syfy Movies on the Twitter page and submit a title. And maybe, maybe not. Maybe your title will win. Anyways, once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek from our Syfy channel review of the film called Sharknado. Thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my page below, and I'll see you guys later with more videos by Centipede Geek.